So, hi guys, before we start today, I'm just gonna say this: you don't have to be a musician to be on YouTube. I really dislike the notion that you have to be a musician to be on here. You can do whatever you like and essentially be on here. You don't have to be a musician at all. You can do what you want on here. Absolutely. Oh. So what's up? As you guys know, As you guys know, it's bordering Christmas, and as a Christian who comes obviously from a Christian background, I'm somebody that really loves Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Well, in the run up to Christmas, many will obviously be going to 5-star Michelin restaurants that have exorbitant ratings. The Ivy, Jam Delish, Gauchos, and a Cuckoo, Nobu, all kind of high end rated Michelin restaurants, giving you a touch of some of the world's finest cuisines. So do go and check them out. So the Ivy is a British cuisine. I've been before, but it might have changed since the last time, obviously dependent on which one you go to. Then there is Gauchos, which is an Argentinian cuisine. Absolutely delightful. Then you have Jam Delish, which is a fusion of some of the islands from the Caribbean cuisine. So that is also very good. What else is there? Obviously, I meant to say you're not going to get no big bully plate as you would get at home. For those that are obviously glutton and have got a long belly, it's not that type of vibe. Then there's a Cuckoo. Again, they do not serve you a mountain of food, but their food is also delightful. Their food is also delightful. The ambience of some of these places are very demure, very delightful, and it's kind of great. And I feel like it's a kind of a great introduction to some of the food from these kind of different countries on the continent. Now, some of the things to expect from each of the restaurants are as follows. From the Ivy, obviously, since it's the festive season, you could potentially indulge in their festive menu. Typically, you could opt for a starter menu. Typically, you could opt for a starter, a main, and a side alongside kind of desserts. A typical starter could be like a roast pumpkin and butternut squash with a sirloin steak. Sides could include Brussels sprouts with chestnut and cranberries. Then for your dessert, you could potentially have a Christmas creme brulee, which is basically a winter cinnamon compote and shortbread. Now, the modern Caribbean cuisine, you could essentially choose from their set menus. So you could potentially have a fried jerk oyster mushroom. You could potentially have a fried jerk oyster mushroom, garlic, mashed potatoes, stew peas, confetti hespe. For dessert, you could have a coconut and pimento panna cotta. So that's quite nice. With gauchos, I absolutely love gauchos. You could choose from their a la carte menu, their pre-theatre menu, or feast menu. Their cocktails are absolutely amazing. The ambience in there is amazing. They have a wide range of menus that's why I can't obviously go through them all because it's very, very exhaustive. But yeah, it's really good. But their food is absolutely top tier. Then you have a Coco, which is obviously a West African restaurant. It is not your typical restaurant, hence the location, the ambience, and the creativity which goes into the presentation and taste. Then you have Nobu, which is a really nice restaurant filled with different dishes from Japan, but it's pricey, icy. I went there for one of my birthdays, and one of my guests ordered, I think, an oyster. I think they had an oyster, and he thought it was going to be something very big. It was so small, and he was like, "Do you know what? I could have made something like this at home." And yeah, but it was a good night. All I can say is that these places are. I feel like sometimes when you go places, when you got good food, great ambience, and great people alongside you, you tend to have a great night, a sensational night, absolutely amazing night. That's what I feel. So do go and check these ones out. Obviously, let me know your thoughts on the comments, or so obviously let me know your thoughts in the comments about what you think about these places that I've mentioned. If you've been there, what's your kind of take on it? Now, with that being said, sorry, I gotta do it. People saying his name, he probably get so fed up with it. That verse alone is very addictive. I constantly say this all the time. You know, I've been saying this for a bit now. West Coast seems to be up right now musically, until someone obviously drops a song from maybe the East Coast or something. However, that all seemingly can obviously change. Who knows? Yeah, that line by K-Dot is addictive, by the way. Very addictive. Now, back onto Christmas. Christmas is essentially on the horizon, right? And people love gifts, whether it's presents, vacations, or just time spent with loved ones. Gifts could be lavish or very demure or just spending time. But whatever it is, spending time with your friends and family, it is a must. It is absolutely a must. But back to sport, and obviously I am going to complain to the ESPN. I'm not going to complain to the ESPN, I'm just going to go on about it. But the ESPN and NBA TV, they need to be putting women's WNBA at the forefront because it's ridiculous. You know, I went on YouTube the other day, Googled WNBA, and did not see one coverage by the ESPN. Not one coverage by the ESPN on NBA or the NBA or NBA TV. Just news, I think CNN, I think one of the boards of the WNBA was reporting about how investors have put stake in the WNBA and so forth. It's absolutely diabolical. I understand that the NBA is significantly older than the WNBA, hence why it's got that advantage in terms of audience, revenue, but it still needs to kind of do better. I mean, 34 games, come on. I'm telling you, because if I did not go on some of these kind of reality shows and see some of these basketball players who were on there, I wouldn't even know the sport existed. And then do you know what? More people need to talk about the sport, invest in the sport, and as well as have an equity stake in it. The more interest is shown in the sport, the larger the audience, and the more games the players could probably play. I don't think they realise when there is too much kind of... Women bring a lot of magic to a show, but I don't think people realise that when there's too much testosterone or too much males on the panel, viewers get bored and want to see women on the panel because they bring that extra magic to a show. She might not necessarily need to know the fundamentals of the sport, but a sense of humour, grasp of the basics of the game, there you go, you got your woman panellist. Especially when there's activities involved, absolutely uber fun. You know what I don't like? I meant to say this. What I don't like, and I've seen what I do like, the WNBA is actually really good because I've seen, you know how you get in the NBA and normally in sports you get people like having a little bit of friction on the field and stuff. The girls are worse. It's good. I'm telling you, it's good. I saw it the other day and I just thought, what? Is this how they carry on the field? No. Look, if this is how they carry on the field, we essentially definitely need to have it we just need more. It just needs more attention, more viewership. That's what I like. About the fashion awards that was hosted the other day, I think some notable names came out in attendance, but I felt like it lacked vibrancy. But it was only because the platform that I was watching on didn't obviously show in its entirety. So the platform that I was watching it on, what happened with the platform that I was watching on? It didn't showcase all the people that were in attendance. So you just thought, oh, a few people turned up. But when I went on to BET, they showed the whole kind of landscape. So they showed the whole kind of landscape, but I've realised there's not really much colour on the platforms, on the awards. It was just, people were seemingly wearing black, white, a few wore a pop of colour. The two sisters looked amazing. The fashion pros obviously turned up and won cultural innovator of the year. I ain't gonna lie, he's really fashion savvy. He's a really fashion savvy individual without even trying. You know, some people try to put this together to see if it can run. You don't even need to do that. He's just flawless in terms of his kind of fashion sense, and I think that is really good to see. Reese showed up at the awards looking fab. She needs to get some sort of nomination because she and Caitlyn caused a stir at the WNBA, from everybody wanting to know who's that girl to her performance, as well from everybody wanting to know who's that girl to her performance, as well as the fact that Miss Reese is literally everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if she dropped an album soon, because she's literally everywhere. And she's like the poster woman for the WNBA. Billie Eilish looked really nice. I loved her jacket that she wore, amongst other things who were in attendance. She just looked so amazing. It was great to watch. Absolutely sensational to watch. It was fantastic. Obviously I think it's fight night on Saturday or Sunday. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Peace out, take care. To the next time.